Hi guys, this is Tracy for Tracy's Art and Craft. How are you all? I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing great and I'm here with you. We are just going to fill our journal. So I have a journal. I'm just picking pages, filling the journal. I'm not having a wide selection of pages in this journal. There's just a little few selection. Yeah, and I thought I'd show you the cover that I've currently made. I have put up some pictures on Instagram of this cover, and I thought we could go through preparing the pages and sewing them in and all that stuff while we have a little chat. So the cover that I've made is actually out of cereal box. So I take cereal boxes like these, for instance. There we go, just plain old cereal box. I have big boxes because I have a big family, so we buy in bulk. And they're really handy. It gives me lots of cardboard to use. So from there I have covered it in beautiful papers. This is what the paper looked like originally. I've added lace to hold it in, as well as cheesecloth on the insides. And then I've gone on to decorate it with a wooden frame that I have gilded gold. This is a really antique gold, and I have done it really roughly, leaving some patches of wood showing and things to give it a real antique sort of look. I've added on some flowers, butterflies. The front cover may change as I go on. Oh, I've got some lace and doily there as well. But it may change as I go on, because I do tend to come to use my journal, you know, to start to fill out and realise, oh, I'd like to put something here, or I'd like to put something here. And you know, I sort of, the journal grows with me as I'm going through. So there may be some small changes, but roughly this is the start of it. It is really solid. It is real solid. A lot of glue was used to make it quite hard cover. It has got some bend to it, but not very much. So it's really quite solid there. So we're going to put this aside. I'm just going to go through the papers and start making papers. Now, when I cut my card to make my journal, I always make sure it is exactly the size of an A4 piece of paper folded in half. A4 is almost letter size. It's very close. So I always make sure it's sort of A4 paper cut in half size, because I usually cut my pages down, but I don't mind if they stick out a tiny bit. I don't want them sticking out top and bottom really, but yeah, they should all fit in here very nicely. I have measured to some degree. So I'm going to need this. I'm going to need my knife, if I can find it. Where are you? Here you are. There we go, and let's go through. So I have, this is the last of my Edith Holden book, and I wanted to get it used up, so it's coming into this journal. I am going to pop this guy as one of my centres. I am going to have, how many signatures? 4, I'm thinking. 4 with 8 to 10 pages in each. We'll decide as we go along. So I want this to be a centre page. I really like him. He is cute. So, oh, would help if I had a bone folder as well. There we go, give it a squash. Sorry about the state of my bone folder. I use it for all sorts of things, including gluing and all sorts. I do have a real bone one, cannot find it, I've misplaced it. I've probably put it in a really stupid place. I'm one of those people that, you know, I can't find my glasses and then I find them in the fridge. You know, one of those people. I drive people insane with it, I really do. I like this little birdie too. He's going to be another centre one. I tend to leave all the rough edges on. I just like them. So yeah, I leave all the rough edges on. So that is a second centre one. Let's see what else we've got. We've got those leaves. We've got those leaves, and that is it. So we're going for leaves for the next 2 centre ones. And I will leave this for collaging with. Put that aside, and I'll incorporate it via collaging. Oops, wrong way. Tip for folding very quickly is, if you take your straight edge, you match up the corners and make sure this is straight against it and not wonky, then boom, you've got it perfectly straight. And that's how I do it, that's how I file so quickly. So here I have coffee dyed, and well, actually that's tea dyed, sorry, it's strong tea dyed. And this one is green food colouring with tea. So I take a small amount of this tea, add water, add some green food colouring, and then we get what looks like the same dyeing you would get if you used broccoli or cabbage or whatever. Okay, so that's how I make this one. So I'm just going to go through. We've got 4 signatures, and I'm going to decide on, I think, 2 of each for each signature. So I'm going to do tea, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be able to talk, that's clear. Oh wow, I am going to do 2 tea and 2 of the green dyed papers for each signature. There we go. So that'll be 4 pages used up. They're very crinkly, I haven't ironed them. If I come across ripped pieces like this, I keep it aside. That goes for backing. I don't use them as pages. I use those to back my tags and things. Oh, I cannot get you to go straight now. Come on. There we go. So that's the next one. And this is how I do it. I sort of lay them out. I make a little bit of a mess as I'm going, to be honest with you, but it works best that way, I find. You have to work to what you're comfortable with and what your organisation is. We're all individual. The way we organise is individual too. Mine is a little bit haphazard and messy, to be honest with you. I don't put them together yet either, until I know what I've got where. So I hope you're all doing well. I'm planning on doing a video this week for the lovely Sheila from, come on, oh, I've forgotten her channel name. Oh man, my brain is just so, I'm so ditzy, I really am. I'm so ditzy. Come on, what's her channel's name? I do know. I forgot it. Joe, I want to put it in the description box. I am going to get a notebook in a minute. Where's my notebook gone? Here it is. I'm going to write Sheila's. We have to. It is a wonderful notebook. It is a Christian one, but I use it for all sorts of things of my studying and whatnot. But let's put this in here. Oh, description box, Sheila. I will know what that means. I'll put Sheila's channel in the description box so you can go check out her channel, but I want to make a video for her. She had a hard time just recently, bless her soul. She went to do a competition, and she got very stressed out, bless her. People didn't quite enter the competition the way it was meant to be, and it just got really on top of her, poor woman. And it does, you know, running a YouTube channel can get really on top of you sometimes, especially when, you know, that's ripped. I'm going to put that aside for backing paper. Especially when you give a lot to people, and she's such a giving soul. She's such a lovely, lovely person, really kind. And when you give a lot, sometimes there are people out there who take advantage of that, or at least forget to give back as much. And so bless her, she got very stressed out. So I'm going to do a little video for her, doing some of her crafts. So I'm going to have a little look through her channel, decide on, I do watch her videos, but I can't think of one that I want to do. So I'm going to look through and have a decide then. I'm going to be doing that later tonight. Decide which one I want to do, and that will be coming up this week. She's trying to grow her channel, so I'd really appreciate it if I did do that. If any of you guys do pop over there, if you could comment, give it a like, because when you comment and like, it's not for us. We don't get any more money for that or anything like that. It's not us trying to chase money. It's the YouTube's algorithm. So if you want to help out a YouTuber because you like what they do and you want to give them a help, there are a few things you can do. The first and more important things that YouTubers are looking for is that you could just like, subscribe, comment, and that's it. And your comments don't have to be anything major, but just comment and saying, oh, I really enjoyed this video. Not only lets the creator know what to make that people enjoy, but also lets YouTube know that that video is gaining interest. And see, it's computerized, so there's an algorithm, and that algorithm is all about numbers. And the more people liking and commenting, the more likely they will show it to others. Now, I didn't come across Sheila until she shared my photo. Until we entered a. Oh, we did a. Oh, what's it called? Where you all do a video together. Oh, God's sake. Can you tell my brain's really having a bad time? I'm actually on painkillers at the moment because of my brain, and it is a little bit downhill at the moment. What is it called? You must know what I mean. You all join together, you do videos about the same thing. A collaboration. Haha, got it. Collaboration. It took me a while, didn't it? We did a collaboration together, and that's how I met her. So yeah, I'm about to put up some papers. Most of these are shabby dabby doodah. There are a few that are a new woman that I'm using. She's down in the description box. I haven't yet asked her permission to put her down there, but I'm going to put her down there anyway because I'm using her papers in this video. And then I'll contact her before I put this video up, if that makes sense. So if I've edited this out, you know, ignore me. I may edit this bit out. If it's in, I have got her permission. And the name of her company is Journal Boat, The Journal Boat. She's on Etsy. She does wonderful papers. They're absolutely beautiful. And yeah, so these type of ones here, these are Journal Boat. These are shabby dabby doodah. I've got a real mixture. This background here is a shabby dabby doodah one. There's a few. They're all different kits, all mixed up. But I believe that is the only two artists I've got in here. If there's anything else, I will let you know. But I believe that is all. Oh, no, I've just seen something. This one here, this one, the doilies, is by Art Smart Digital. One of those. I am literally, I'm rubbish, okay, but she is also down in the description box. You know, I always honour those wonderful artists that I use. So yeah, she does this wonderful doily one. She also does a lovely lace one, which is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm going to go through and put some of these together. So what I do is I take a bunch like this, and then I take my ruler. I don't use my paper trimmer for this job because I'm lazy. This is just the way I've always done it. This is a quick way for me. And then I just cut through. Now the trick is to not push too hard. Push hard on the ruler, don't push hard on the knife. Let the knife do its job. Be patient and just keep going over it. And then there we go, you're through. Oh, I say that. There we go. And all those bits can then go to bin. So anyway, yes, Sheila's so lovely. So I'm going to be doing a video for her. I've got to have a little look through. And I was talking about, so I'm going through what I was talking about. Sorry, I'm trying to find my thread again. How you can help YouTubers. The other way you can help a YouTuber, which doesn't really count for me, I'm not monetized, is that you could watch the adverts. Now, I don't have to watch adverts. I've got YouTube Premium, and that's because we have a family package, and me and my kids, we watch a lot on YouTube. So any movies we can't find on the likes of Prime and Netflix, we sometimes rent on YouTube as well. So, you know, YouTube Premium for us is a good idea. But if you don't have YouTube Premium, what you could do is you can watch the adverts. I believe it is like something like the first 30 seconds. They don't get monetized on certain ones that get missed. I haven't gone through into the detail because I'm not monetized, so it's not actually a concern for me. But those that are monetized, if you watch the adverts, they do get paid, and it is pennies, guys. They're not, you know, they're not begging for millions. They literally get pennies. So to help them get their money doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free, and they don't get much, you know. So those are the ways you can help a YouTuber if they're struggling, or if they're saying things like, you know, like and subscribe. They're not doing it to like annoy you or anything. It's just because they're noticing that we can see whether people are subscribed or not. So how many people are watching your video and how many of those are subscribed. And yeah, see, I have a lot of people watch my videos that are not subscribed. I think that's very common throughout the whole of YouTube. And I think that's quite common. I think about how I watch videos. There are a few that I forget to subscribe to just because I've been watching them on my TV. If I watch them on my phone or my laptop, I can see that I'm not subscribed. But when I come to watch them on my TV, you can't see that so clearly. You have to actually look for it. So you can miss accidentally. Anyone I enjoy, I subscribe to. But there might be ones that I'm new to and I've only watched a couple of videos of and I haven't yet subscribed to myself. So I don't really take any notice, really. I think people subscribe if they want to, but it really does help a YouTuber out. So if you come across one you really like, or even if you like them a bit and you watch them every now and then, because you can have it so that your notifications aren't on. So you don't get notifications all the time. It's that little bell icon. I think it's just down there. Just down there if you're on a phone or computer. And you'll see there's a little bell. And you can either get it so that you get notifications. So you get a notification every time they bring out a new video. Or you can get it that you have your notifications turned off completely. Or you can have it that YouTube will just give you a few every now and then. So, you know, you can adjust it to how you want it. But yeah, poor Sheila. It does get on top of you sometimes. And, you know, especially when life's getting on top of you as well. Like sometimes you can feel like I'm trying really hard. And I'm giving all the time. And sometimes, you know, it can just get a little bit on top of you. And I think that's what happened with Sheila. Also, when you're doing competitions, sometimes there are a few. And they do ruin it for many. Where they are only here for the competitions. They're only here to try to win something. And, you know, you want to help the true subscribers, the loyal people. That's who you want to give to, really. And it does make it hard. It makes it hard to know whether you should bother doing a competition or not, you know, at all. But I must admit, like, I was even guilty that sometimes I don't always comment on videos. I watch them. I like them. I always make sure I hit the like button because it don't take 2 seconds to do it, but I don't always have time to comment. or, you know, at the time I might be really tired, because when I come to watch YouTube, I tend to be ready for bed. And so, you know, after a long day. So, lots of reasons why, but I do sometimes I'm guilty for not commenting. So I've told Sheila I'm going to try comment a little bit more on her channel, because I not only owe her a lot, but she's so lovely. Like, the loveliest person, she really is. And I do gravitate to those that are naturally kind. Like there's Pam from Paper Outpost, Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah, Rachel from Roxy Creations. You could just tell these people are just super kind. Oh, and the lovely Gail Agostinelli. These people are just so, so kind. Right, let's go through, see what pages we want where. So I'm going to start off with one signature, get a load of pages put together. So I've got 4 already, as well as the middle one. We're not counting the middle one right now. And I will get it to, what do we want? Let's do 8. Plus the middle one, that'll be 9. Because that's going to make a really chunky monkey. I love my things chunky. My journal's chunky. So what are we on now? Yeah, 4, 5. Sorry guys. A little bit lost there. And this is 6. What else do we have? Oh, this one's nice. 7. Oh, nice. Oh, no, this one. I like that one. That's really pretty. That's one of Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah's. As you guys all know, they're all in my description box, always are. So anyone that I use will always be there. So let's try put these together. I'm just going to get that middle one. Next to the middle one, I think I'm going to have one of the plain ones. So I'm thinking about what colours they've got on the backs, what's going to touch what. As you can see, I've got the green paper, but this also has some green in. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it does. So that would just look nice together. Then I think I'm going to go for one of these ones. Is this the pink one? No. Actually, the yellow one would go nice as well, but I really like these pink. Like that, and then take a brown one. There we go. Yeah, I'll do it this way. There we go, that's one signature all done. So I'm just going to pull down, I've got this little pot here that I keep my paper clips in, a really cute little milk jug. I love going to charity shops and just finding cute little pots and things to keep my things in. I don't know if my paper clip's going to reach all the way down to the middle page. Let's see. Oh, yep, it does. I always paper clip them. It keeps them not only in place ready for when I want to punch them, but also lets me know where top and front is. So I always put my paper clip top and front, and then I'll know where top and front is, so I don't get them all turned upside down, because I am notorious for that. I really am. So let's do our next one. Take our centre. And I think, oh, I haven't chosen my pages yet, have I? Sorry. 6. There was a blue one in here, I want that. Where are you, blue one? Oh, this one's quite nice. Oh, this one. There it is. Do it this way. Actually, this one I did want to do something with. I wanted to turn that into a pocket. So let me just turn that into a pocket and then I'll turn it into a page. Because then it will give me, oh, that is good. That'll give me a good centre point. So it'll be a skinny page, if that makes sense. Some pages are different sizes. That's what I wanted to do with that one. Yeah, that's nice. So there'll be like a little pocket there. Or a little fold out or something. I might even do it as a fold out. But yeah, that'll be nice. Let's add in one of these for the frames. There we are. Now let's put this together. Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm concentrating again. You know what I'm like? I'm either chatting away and you can't shut me up, or I'm a quiet little dormouse and you can't get a word out of me. There's no in between, it's either or. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That looks lovely. So again, just get one of my bigger paper clips. Hold it all in place. I know where front and centre is. There we are. Next one. Oh, what's the time? There we go, I nearly lost you. Luckily, I thought about it, but I did nearly. Do you know what? I swear I've had this one go through here multiple times, but I think they're just slightly different. I love these papers here. Oops, dropping on my papers. I think they're called Pink Posies. Tina from Shabby Dabby Doo does, definitely. I think they're called Pink Posies. Which has just got so many. There's ones I'm using here today. Pink Posies. There's the Pink Ladies, which I think this one is. On the backs of some of these, also like this one. This is from the Brown Bunnies of hers. So, you know, when I come to print out, I do really look at what... I first of all print out the kits that I want to use, whichever kit is. And then for the backs of the pages, I look through the kits that I've got and try to decide from there which ones, which backings I want to use, because I think when you mix them up and mix and match, that's when you get some really lovely papers. And it's quite nice that you can control them to that extent. I'm going to do one of these stripy ones too. So again, this is the Brown Bunnies, this backing piece. I love the brown bunnies one. I love bunnies. I can't help myself. I just do. Right, so there we go. There's those. And let's get these. The middle one. I'm going to go for a brown paper next to this because of the image. Oh, such a lovely day today, by the way, guys. Oh, we've just had such wonderful, wonderful weather. And today the sun is blaring. My husband's took the children out to nannies so they can go see nanny. Yep, so they're fine to do that. They usually go to the park when they get nannies. They usually go with granddad, and they've got a beautiful big short-haired German pointer, sorry. Short-haired German pointer. And they usually go walk him over at the park, have a wonderful time. So yeah, they're going to have some fun, especially in this weather. It's so lovely. I've got the door open, the window open, you know, the back door, because my living room backs onto my back garden. Usually in the UK, it's the kitchens that back onto the back garden. But for me, not always, but for me, it's my living room. The people across the street, theirs back onto their back garden. Their kitchen backs onto their back garden. So it's like our houses are topsy-turvy. Let's use this lady again. I've got some beautiful ephemera to fill up this now. I've really been collecting it up and building it up, and it's just come along really nicely. So that's good, because it was needed. I'd actually run out completely, and I was making it one by one, page by page, and oh, it can get quite tedious when you're making so many journals page by page. But when you sort of bulk make them, it's a lot easier. I have this collage page. This is from the journal boat. I want to say it's like a shabby chic garden or something. Something like that. Let's go for another one of these pink posy ones, because I adore this kit. Oh, I can't get enough of that paper. Reminds me of strawberries and cream. I don't know why. I probably would have called it that if that was my kit that I'd made. Strawberries and cream. Oh, yummy. There we go. So yeah, when I tell you guys who I'm using and whatnot, I am not trying to sell you that person's work. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get anything for free. I mean, I did get gifted some things for free when I first started YouTube, but it was just a few little things. They're so lovely to send me some stuff. And that was when I was asking permission to use their kits that I'd already bought. But majority of what I do is I buy for free. I buy everything. The only ones I get anything for free from regularly is Happiness and Crafting. That's because I'm part of their design team. But I already, prior to being part of the design team, I already bought their kits anyway. So it's not like I'm, you know, just selling it just because they're giving it to me for free. I did already buy their stuff, and I do test things before I ever offer them to anyone. There's nothing that I will offer on my channel that I haven't already tested myself, because yeah, if it's no good, I'm not going to tell people to go and buy that and waste their money. We're not made of money, you know. Money's tight at the moment. Oh my god, money's tight. So yeah, all these kits, I'm just telling you so that I'm honouring the person that I'm using, so that you guys know where to get it from, so that it's been fully referenced, so I'm not stealing their ideas. Because stealing an idea comes from when you don't honour the person. And don't get their permission, obviously. So there we go, there are my signatures. Now I need to work out where I want to place. So I'm just going to put my papers away. There we go. And pull in the journal. And we need to decide where we are going to place. Now I've got some very short middle pieces, so I'm just going to look at where they line up so I can eyeball. Right, okay, so about an inch in is where they line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler on the inches side and I'm just going to mark. Give me a pen. I'm just going to mark 1.5 inches in. I think that's where I'm going to start putting them in. Again, 1.5 inches. So now what I do is I draw a little line. You can do this in pencil, you can do this in fabric, pens and pencils and whatnot that can come off the fabrics if you wanted. It doesn't bother me because you can't really see it once you can see it a little bit in between the signatures, but it really doesn't bother me. So let's mark the halfway mark. I've got 5.5. So somewhere there, let's say. It's good. I don't always do a line. I'm really not worried. It's really not going to show very much, and yeah, I'm not concerned. I can't find my pencil anyway to be able to use my pencil. So then I take my Crocodile Big Bite. The Crocodile Big Bite is my absolute favourite thing I've ever bought. It's costly. I paid 43, I want to say, 43, 44 pounds for this. It's Crocodile 2 Big Bite. So there we go, and it is by We Are Memory Keepers. Yeah, the best thing I've ever bought. As you can see, it's got paint and all sorts on. It's well used. I've had this now for 2 to 3 years, and it just keeps going. So what I'm going to set it onto is I'm going to set it onto the 1/8 mark. It is the middle one. So this is to punch, to squash the eyelets. This is the 3/16. That is the eyelet size. I'm going to use the smaller one, the 1/8. You can get 1/8 eyelets, I believe, but I don't even look for them. I don't bother. So what I am going to do is I am going to, actually I'll tell you what I'm going to do because I want these to be really straight if I can. I'm going to take that pen again and I'm going to use my ruler and try to make like a straight line of dots so that I get my holes in the same place all the way down. That's good. And then I'm going to do that just here as well. And then next to that I'm going to go here. Sorry, eyeballing, I don't really measure. You can measure this part. You can use paper as well. I know people put a piece of paper there and use that as a guide. Yeah, you can do that if you want. Let's see how they look and if I want to adjust them. I want to adjust this one a little bit. I want to move it over here a bit more. Make a bigger gap in the middle, and I'm thinking I'm going to put some holes down the middle. So we're going to have 5 signature, but the middle one is just going to be a pocket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that now before I punch. Or shall I punch? I'll punch first, because all them dots look confusing to you guys. If I punch, you'll be able to see. Now I just look through this bit to line it up, and as you squash you can see the bit comes down, and that's just where I line it up. So it's really easy on your hands because you just push down Yeah, if I do these holes, then you'll be able to see. Hang on, I'm going to do the top 2 ones. So I wanted to move that over to here, didn't I? Then a middle one. And then the 5th. Oh, come on, line up. There we go. And I'm just going to turn it around and get this bottom row. So as you can see, I don't properly plan what I'm going to do. It just kind of flows with me. So I've got those 5 there. As you can see, I've punched them. They're not all exactly straight, but it will look fine once we've got the strings and things on. I'm going to be beading this one as well. So I want to make that middle section, and that's going to be made with some envelopes. Now I am going to look at the ones that I've tea dyed. Do I want to use any of these? I think I do. Oh, that one I just tore a little bit. I'm not sure actually, they're quite small. Let's use, I've got some of these cream ones. So let's use a couple of those. Was that one marked? That was. I don't want a marked one. Put these back in my drawer. There we go. So what I am going to do is for this, oh, there are all the little hole bits. I'm just going to open these up, get a little bit of glue. I've written on that one. Am I going to cover it? Yeah, I'm going to cover it. It's fine. So I do reuse envelopes. When I've written on them and things, I do reuse them. You can use any glue here, really. Even glue stick is going to work for this, really. You could even use double-sided tapes and things. I have got some permanent double-sided tape. I could have used that, really, but any glue is going to work. I am prone to just picking up my tacky glue whenever I use glue. And then you just want to slot it inside this one. So open this one up nice and wide. Don't know if you can see. Trying to stay in view. And you just slot it in. You've got squash down. And then on this one, and because of all the glue that you use, if you make sure you get lots of glue in that centre bit, because of all the glue you're using there, it will make it really strong when you come to sew it into your signature, so it'll be less prone to tearing. There we go. Squash that down. And you have yourself a little centre pocket. Now what I plan to do with this is I'm going to stitch it in. But what I plan to do is stick some paper over the top here, some decorated paper, probably one of the kits, and then have that as a pocket as well. So there'll be a pocket on this side. There may be some small pockets on top as well. Then there'll be these pockets in here, and the same for this side. This will be covered. there'll be pockets. So yeah, although I'm going to sew that in as the 5th signature, it is going to be decorated when I come to get to it. But I will sew it in just now. I won't decorate it first. Some people, they decorate their pages first. That's perfectly acceptable. If that works well for you, that is perfectly acceptable. For me, I decorate my pages second. So let's decide which one we want as our front page. I'm going to have this one as my front page because it's the most decorated. And I can then decorate that up further and it will make a lovely page. So I'm just going to line it up. Where is my... It'd be better if I had a pencil, but I don't. So we're going to use my pen. I cannot find my pencil anywhere. I had a whole set of pencils over there, but my son, my middle boy, draws with pencils. He sketches. That's his favourite way. And charcoals, they're his favourite. He's not so much into colour, more into detail. So, and then if I had a pencil, I would put that as number 1. But I'm not going to. I'm going to just sort of lay them out instead. Number 2, I'm going to have as this one. So just line up how I want it. And up against the dots. And then I just mark the centre of each hole. Like so. Now sometimes I do use the bigger hole and put a metal eyelet in. But I'm not going to be on this one. So the 5th one is this. So let's line this up how we want it. I'm just eyeballing the centre. I'm putting a little dot right where. Now of course you can do all of this with an awl. That's not a problem at all. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. There we go. Yeah, I find people tend to, when they use that, tend to use the an open book and put it into the spine and punch the holes through that way. There's no right or wrong way, honestly, there isn't. Yeah, anything sharp, just shove a hole through and you've got a hole, you know. So there we go. That's those. Now I've got to choose string. I'm thinking I'm going to use this cream baker's twine, and that's just because I've got this wonderful cream coloured, this I actually tea dyed this lace, and I think it would just go really nicely with that tea dyed lace. I was going to bead it, but I've just changed my mind because effort. Should I bead them? Should I? Shouldn't I? Do you guys want to see that? You're going to want to see it, aren't you? You're going to want to see me beading it. Of course you are. Of course you are. So let me just stand up. Got to find my needle. There it be. I'm just at my shelves at the moment, just picking up my bits and pieces. There's my needle, and I'm going to need to stretch over and get my bead. Oh no, my battery's dying too. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to have to pause it and put my battery on my phone on charge. There we go. This one's going to be a really long video. I'm sorry, guys. If you're sticking through this, good on you. I'm going to pick out some beads now. I've got a big old jar here. And I'm picking out some beads that I think I would like. That I think my needle will go through. See, one like this, my needle's not going to go through. If I show you the difference. So you've got to sort of look at the hole and think about what is going to squeeze through and what isn't. So it can be quite difficult when you are looking for a certain size bead as well. The other thing I want to pop in here, oh I like them ones, so I can get the thread through that. So I'm trying to grab a certain bead. Oh, I've seen it and I've got obsessed with it. Right, so we've got 2 of those. You can use smaller beads as well if you're using smaller threads. Another bead that I love to use and love to make are book beads from book paper. So I make those myself. I'll see if I can find a couple of those in here. If not, I think I've got another jar of those. Let me just go search for my other jar and I'll be right back. So sorry guys. There we go guys. I've got my beads all sorted. Let's see about sewing in these signatures then. So what I'm going to do is pop all of the beads just out the way. I've done them in multiples of 4 for how I want the design to look. 1, 2, 3. I'm actually going to do this to 4, a little over 4. 4 times the length of the spine, that is. And that's because I want to have some dangles in the middle of the book. So I'll take my 5th one. So I start from back to front. I don't always do that. Sometimes I do. I'm just going to take my crocodile and I am just going to punch the holes. There we go. Look at those pieces. Pop the needle in the middle. And once I've done it in the middle, I need to bead it, because before I go up, I've got to bead it. So I'm just going to put it in the middle for a bit and then bead it. So what I was going to do is have the book page ones at the top. So I think I'm going to go for one of these ones, a book page one, and then one of these wooden ones. That should bring me to the top. Yep, perfect. So then I'm going to go into the 5th one. There we go, back through the pages. There we go. Then down to the bottom. There we go. So then I'll be beading this part. So yeah, it will look a bit loose on the edges here, but that will be fine. That won't be loose at all. It'll hold the papers in just fine. So then I was going to go for one of these. Do you know what? I'm going to need an extra bead, I think. I was using that type on the top. Yeah, I'm going to need extra beads. Don't have quite enough. Maybe one of these little green ones. Yes. We'll put that on. This one. This one. There we are. That's better. Go back through the middle. And you don't want to split your string, so you want to pull your string tight, make sure you're not going through the middle of your string. So if you go through the centre of your string, you won't be able to pull it all tight. Make sure they go either side, but now here I want my strings to be a little bit more even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my string through like so, and a bit more. That's better. I don't want them exactly even, but that is much better. Pull them nice and tight, and then knot. Going one way and then going the other. I do it 3 times. It just gives it a really, really sturdy knot, and then leave those to dangle. So then we are on to the next page, and that's what you're getting so far. So it's going to be all beaded up on the back. I do sometimes use small beads, big beads. I'm using chunky ones because I think it's going to be cute. I do plan on a chunky where's my string gone? There it is. I do plan on a chunky dangle as well on the back of here, so it's going to be cute. 1, 2, 3 and 4. There we go. Oh, make sure I punch this. So yeah, this is a long one. I could have split this into 2 videos really, but I'm not. I'm gifting you a really big video. If you so wish to watch it all the way through. If you don't watch them all the way through, I really don't mind. I know I don't sometimes. Sometimes I just don't have the time, and I'll flick through to see what they're making. So yeah, I really don't mind. There we go. So make sure we get it the right way up by using our paper clip to guide us. Once you've got them stitched, you can take the paper clip off. I'm just leaving it there to hold them still. Right, let's get through this middle hole. This is going to be a really chunky journal as well as chunky beads and things like that. So we were using these round ones first, then a book one. There we go. Then, oh no, then a wooden one, wasn't it? There we are. Now through to the bottom hole. My papers have shifted a little bit. I'm having trouble finding the holes. There we go. Don't worry if your papers do shift. Once you have got the needle through the hole, it does straighten them all back out. So you're not going to be losing anything. There we go. So I was using one of these little green ones, then one of the cylinders, and one of the white and greens. There we go. And then back through the middle. Easy enough if I can find. It does get a bit fiddly sometimes. You do find yourself fiddling around with where everything is. There we go. I'm just going to check while I'm holding it tight that everything's in place. Yeah. Well, when you do a beaded spine like this, it can get hard to write in the journal. So what you need is a book plate. I will be making one of those And I think I'll do that in the next video actually, just so I have it made, because I always forget to make the book plates. And a book plate is, well, I call it a book plate. It's not called a book plate, it's just what I'm calling it, because I always forget what it's called. There's just a hard board-like structure that you can put in between your pages when you're writing. So you go this way or this way. And put them in between your pages so all the lumps and bumps don't come through and make it hard for you to write on. Right, so next we have our, and this one hasn't got any beads. This one's not going to be beaded, so it's going to be a plain one going through the middle. And this is our pocket one. So this is a nice, quick and easy one for us. I hope you don't mind me making a big long video. I do apologise to those of you who probably don't want one this long. You know, do please feel free to just skip through to any parts that you want to watch. Some people like the talking. I know I've got my wonderful Karen and Joan, who do communicate with me quite a lot, and my lovely ladies. So some people like the talking and some people don't, and that's fine. Just, you know, mute me, skip through, you do you. This video is for you to enjoy, so you do it however you want to enjoy it. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this one's going to be nice and quick to put through. The beads are a bit fiddly to do. I mean, it's definitely fiddly if you're not using wax thread. Wax thread is so much easier to bead with, it really is. I highly recommend people getting it. I personally don't have any at the moment, which is driving me insane. I wish I had some, because things like this would have been easy and I would have been able to use my smaller beads and stuff. But I don't have any, so I'm just making do without. Oh, I split the thread there, can you see? I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can show you a bit better, but here I have split through the thread. You need to pull that needle back out and make sure you're not attached to the thread. If you are, you might have to just pull all your string back out and go again. I have made mistakes where I have to cut this off and just rethread it all over again. Sometimes I've made the signature too loose, or I've put a signature in upside down. Don't beat yourself up about it. It happens to all of us. We all do it, where we get it in wrong or something. And you come and you look again, you're like, how did I manage that? Like here, I've just realised I've done it. I kind of knew something was going to happen, that's why I said it. I should have checked. But here I've got it over the beads. That may make it loose, and now I've got to go back in, now that I've freed it up. Go back in and just check and see if it's made it loose. It hasn't made any difference really, it's just a little loose at the bottom there. That's fine, that will hold, so I don't have to do anything with that, thank the Lord. But yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm doing this in slow style so people can see what it is I do, because I don't always show the binding in. As you can see, it takes a while, especially when you're faffing around with beads or you're doing the crisscross stitch or anything like that. Anything that's just not the simple 3 pamphlet stitch, it can take a little bit of faffing. And I know people speed up the videos. I can speed it up, I do know how to do that. I just think some people want to see the process, don't they? And if for you guys you don't like it, there is a little bit on the YouTube. If you go down to the selections, you can speed up the video as well. But if you don't like it, 1, 2, 3 and 4, a little more than. You're going to get all these lovely strings dangling down, and if you add beads and charms to them and cut them to the length you want, You get some really lovely dangles on your book. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I like them, and sometimes I don't like them. So yeah, depends on my moods. Let's have a look then. I had used this one. I had used this type of bead, and I had used a yellow. So we're getting sort of a pattern going on to please the eye. This is going to be relevant as we go through because there's a lot of green as I go through making this journal. There's going to be a lot of green, so it will be relevant. There we go. Bring it through. Oh, one of the little green ones. So yeah, I do make my own little paper beads. They're fun. I should do a video on it. I think most people know how to make paper beads though, don't they, surely? I think they do. Oh, no you don't. Stay where you belong. Oh, this has got a little bit of something in there. A little bit of ceramic or something. There we go. Just double check. Yep, everything's going good. There we go. And now we're on to the last signature, and then we have bound our books. One, two, three, and four. There we go. Let's put that string away. Get that out of the way. Let's punch these holes. I have got these beautiful beads here I've kept aside. I'm going to put these on my dangle because they are so gorgeous with the hand painted ceramic beads. So what I do is I go into charity shops. This is how I get my beads. I go into charity shops and I search for their necklaces and bracelets, and I have a little look at the structure of them and make sure that the beads are not glued to the string and that they're free flowing, loose moving beads. And if they are, I buy them really cheaply. You can get them so cheap. I know in America, thrift stores, I bet they're even cheaper. Our charity shops, because all the money goes to charity. Not everything is always cheap, but it's definitely cheaper than you can buy like packs of beads. You're going to get a lot more beads and a lot more selection for your money. And then yeah, I take those. I take them all apart. Sometimes you get clasps and chains and bits and pieces, elastics and all sorts. If you keep all the little bits and pieces, they all come in handy for when you're making things for junk journals. And hey, you may even get enough to do a bit of jewellery making as well. I mean, I have done jewellery making before. I do make my own earrings as well because they're fun. And who doesn't enjoy a little bit of fun, hey? Book bead and a wooden bead. There we go. Take this and just use that one. There we are. And so we need one more of those green ones. Luckily I've got one more. That one. And then the ceramic. There we go. Clip the string. There we are. And then we can have a little quick look at what we've created here. Marvel over it. Thank the universe that it is over with. Because, oh, the binding is the worst bit, I think, personally. Some people love it and they find it so relaxing. It's like me with fussy cut, and I love fussy cut, and I can fussy cut all day long. Some people hate it. I literally have fussy cut before because it cheers me up and puts me in a good mood when I'm having a hard time. I fussy cut like for a whole day and gave myself carpal tunnel and ended up having to stop crafting for quite some time. That happens, yeah. Got to be careful with that. Got to look after ourselves. So there we go, lovely book, look at that. So I personally, if I didn't want to, and I may not do, I have got another one that I haven't decorated up so much. I probably wouldn't decorate this up quite as much, and that's because it's quite chunky already, and it would be perfect for a writing journal. However, I do like to add quite a lot of decor to the books that I sell. If I was making this for myself, I probably wouldn't decorate it up and use it for writing in. But that's the spine now. Looks really pretty once you've got a dangle on there as well, which we'll be doing next week. Once you've got a dangle on there, you'll see that. And I'm also going to do a video on filling my journals. I've got a couple now that need to be filled. I'll pull them in, we'll pull in the ephemera we've already made, and I'll show you how I fill my journals and decorate the pages as I go. And that will be when I do all my stamping, my stenciling, adding in bits of lace. If I did this one, I won't be, but if I did want trims on the edge, I will. But I like how the edge looks. Look at that. Doesn't that look yummy? Sorry, I had a hiccup. That looks so yummy, doesn't it? Oh, it's cute. It's cute, 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 cute. I did curl the wings of the butterflies. I'm wishing I hadn't now because they just keep catching. But yeah, I love it. It's so adorable. So here also, if you pop a few beads on, pop some charms on, things like that, you've got some beautiful dangles that hang down from the book. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this really mega long video. So long. I wish you all a wonderful day. Everything you want to know is in that description box, as you know. And take care, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.